Hashtag no music, no intro. Bye week. It is the bye week for the New Orleans Saints. The Saints Block Party podcast brought to you by BetterHelp. Still here. Still wanted to put something out this week. And honestly, this episode is going to be a lot fucking longer than I... What is it, Ryan? Wait, what is it about? What is it about us, bro? I want to know. We stay in our little area of the Saints fandom. We have our podcast. We have our community. Of course, as any business owners would want, and a podcast co-host would want, you want to build on that community. You want this to grow. You want more people to become involved, to join, which means more Patreons, more listeners, more subscribers. If you're watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe. All of that, right? Because that helps the business grow. And then however more goes into the business, as people who have been to our meetups and know what we do, that goes back to the group and goes back to the community. We don't come on here, rarely do we come on here and talk about another podcast or whatever, or another individual, maybe on Saints Twitter, usually not without provocation, right? And there's just you go back to, there was the thing of no logistics, and then there was the after the London game last year. So I don't even know the name of the fucking that UK fucking podcast. They had a little joke or whatever. What is it about us? I want to know, bro. We're just some cool ass dudes that cut up and talk about the Saints, bro. That's all we do. But if we say something, it is immediately just disregarded, asking for sources. Bruh, I was watching the Broncos game Monday Night Football, and I wanted to tweet it even before that game happened. I had a feeling all week, I'm like, man, Sean gonna beat those Bills,
I had
bro.
a feeling too, bro.
I didn't tweet Sean.
We know Sean. Right. Games like that, he go get the team up, bro. Go get that team up, man.
And ain't like Sean hasn't had success against a Sean McDermott defense when Sean McDermott was the defensive coordinator for the Panthers for the longest time. Right. Anyway, I didn't put the tweet out. The game happened, and there's just little things that would happen in that game, bro. I'm just like, oh, this nigga coaching. Like, this nigga coaching, bro. Like, I don't know if you saw it, but the way they executed the first half field goal of the run the drill,
getting everybody out there and everything,
bruh. Nigga, I almost fainted. Like, oh god. Oh,
can you imagine this? Can you imagine the Saints team doing that, bro? You know we get flagged. We get that flag immediately.
Nigga, we had players on the wrong side of the end zone, bro. Like, wait, we supposed to be down over here. So it was just that fun, like, oh man, like we had a good coach and shit didn't work out. The funny thing is, so much shit has happened in our lives, in Saints timeline. I legitimately forgot that Sean Payton wanted to come back to New Orleans and coach for the Saints again this offseason. Forgot about it, just because so much shit has happened. Like, had to go back. I put a tweet out, and shout out to our dude Tim, who's a big supporter of ours. I believe he's in New York. Hit me up on Instagram. And he was like, did Sean really want to come back? And I was like, oh, shit, yeah, like, completely forgot that he did. And then I put a tweet out on it on Tuesday, or whatever fucking day it was. I don't even know what fucking day it was. And all of a fucking sudden, it's just like the whole Taysom thing all over again.
Yep.
We said it on here January 31st, right? We don't make big deals about it. We don't make proclamations. We don't put out breaking news. If you listen to us, we don't do it. It's not what we do. It is not what we do. Put out a tweet, said that Mickey was a fool for not bringing Sean back, which he fucking was. I understand to a degree, like psychologically, probably why he didn't. It was still a dumb fucking decision. And if you're gonna strap your horse to fucking Dennis Allen, then you deserve everything that you fucking get.
Absolutely.
True. But we got bombarded to the fact where, shout out to whoever runs the ESPN AM account for New Orleans. They're like, no, like he actually said it and posted the video. And 10 days after we had said it on the podcast, Sean is being interviewed by Adam Sean. Fuck Adam Sean still, by the way.
Yeah.
And literally confirms that he did want to come back and said that it would have been tricky because guess what? DA was the head coach. So,
and I forgot about it because I remember that interview and I remember tweeting it. And I just forgot about it. I was like, oh yeah, he did confirm it himself. Like I just because it was a small news item. It was like it wasn't like a big news item. It was like, yeah,
we have given hints or broken so much shit on this podcast. I've literally forgot all the shit we've given hits of broken, bro. Like it's because we don't. It's not even about wanting the credit, honestly.
Right.
It's just like. So it was the same fucking thing. Oh, sources didn't say that. Had to make a video last night, bro. Had to been in the lab a little bit.
You remember it was that State of the Union years ago where Obama was up there talking and he said, I don't even remember what he was talking about, and that Republican just screamed, "You lie." Like during the middle of the State of the Union, millions of people watching. And Obama was like, what? You know what I'm saying? It was this whole thing. That's what it reminded me of because you just threw the little tweet out. Just threw the tweet out, and people was like, "This is a lie. This isn't true. This never happened." Like, calm down. Just calm down.
Confirmed it 10 days. It's more humorous. At first it annoyed me, then it's just humorous because I can make fun of it and make funny videos out of it to make people look like idiots because I'm getting better at video editing. But something
good video, bro. That shit was good.
Thanks, bro. I'm getting in the lab, bro. Been in the lab a little bit. That Microsoft clip chimp, whatever, bro.
Clip chimp, dope, man.
Got everything you need in there. Make that shit real easy to video edit. I want to say this though. When this whole thing happened again this week, I don't know why the Andrew thing continues to come up. Well, I did purposely take a shot at Andrew when that was all going on. But the funny thing is the whole Andrew judge, whatever thing is I had blocked Andrew 2-3 years ago. I saw his tweets, used to follow him, very quickly kind of identified the type of person that he was. And I said, oh, I don't need that. Block, moved on. Did not ever on any social media, anything like that, put him on blast, disparage him, blah, blah, blah. Wasn't my thing. So I think what people have to understand is that I did not personally come after Andrew. Something that was taught to me a very long time ago by my elders were you don't start fights, but you finish them, right? So when we put out the whole Taysom stuff, which is still true, by the way, and Derek Carr still told the team that about Taysom before he signed or after he signed. The fact of how he came about what we said and literally made a shot of like us spreading misinformation, like right. that's coming after our credibility,
right?
Like what we do. I've never had said anything outwardly about Andrew until then. So once you start coming after what Ryan and I have built personally, oh, you best believe I can finish that shit, right? And it's, oh, why are you saying Andrew's like, he's not a racist? Well, man, everyone in my mentions that get, almost everyone in my mentions who be getting defending Andrew looks like a Proud Boy member, bro. Like every single one of them. Go look at the bios, Ryan. Oh, okay. Okay. Y'all just seem to just like just congregate together, right? And then when all that shit happened and blah blah, it's like, oh well, let me make amends and blah blah, and oh hit you guys up on the side. No, you did that shit in DMs, bruh. And not mine, you blocked, but you did that shit in DMs. So you gonna say something about our podcast about pretty much saying that our credibility is shit and we were spreading misinformation, and then you realize that wasn't the case, but you can't be man enough to go on the same social media app where you were disparaging us, saying, hey guys, my fault, I had it wrong, or blah, blah. Maybe those guys know what they're talking about, blah, blah. But you're doing that in DMs because you want to save face. I'm hip to the game. My Twitter's still up. It's not private. I'm out here. Ryan out here. So all these people who were coming after us, we didn't start this shit. We didn't start this shit. It reminds me very similar of the whole Saints Twitter bracket March Madness, bruh.
Oh Lord,
those finals, bruh. Ryan versus Nader, bruh. It started off very jovial and and this shit started getting left real quick. I'm like, what the hell was this doing? They going after my dog? My dog, bruh. Like,
coming at.
They was coming at you, and I say, you know what? I don't start fights, but we can fucking finish them, right? So anyone who's listening, watches this, whatever, if you're gonna come at us, please be prepared. Because we got smoke. We can handle the smoke when we got smoke. We don't go poking at bears. That's not what we do. We like having a good time, laughing, joking, talking about the Saints, expanding our expansive family that we're building. But if you come at us, we got shit back for you. That's all I wanted to say, bro. Like, everyone be like, oh, I've said it. It's the bows on it. Period. So I just wanted to get that off my chest. And also, Sean Payton 100% wanted to come back, and it didn't happen. It was never gonna happen.
It's what it is.
Just want to put it out there.
Here's what it is, man. People just gotta lighten up too, bro. Like,
please,
look, man, we gonna get jokes off on Twitter, bro. Like, look, maybe
it's in your bio, Ryan.
You tweeted
99% dark hair,
99% jokes, bro. You tweeted the Charlottesville dudes, tiki torches or whatever. You know, that it burnt them up a little bit. You know, but the shit was funny, bro. I laughed. You coming at me like, hey, you just supporting this? I'm like, shit was funny. Like, what the fuck? I'm gonna laugh at some shit, dog. Give a fuck, bro. Like, this shit is funny, bro. People come at me all the time. Dude, when I said I'm losing weight, bitch, I forgot what he said, but he was talking about Wolf has never passed up a meal or whatever. That shit was funny.
Nigga, I'm born and raised in New Orleans, and I live in the deep South, and I'm black. Like, yes, what is your point?
It was a good one. It was a good one. I still laugh at No Logistics. The No Logistics, that's a classic. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's all jokes to me, bro. People just got to lighten up. We're talking about a sports team here, man.
Sports team that's the last 2 seasons have been a very underwhelming sports team at that. So I wanted to do this episode. It's the bye week. I wanted to pull up the tweet that I think it was Captain Terrell said from the presser. We should just have just a DA quote presser in every podcast, bro. Because this man is lost in this bitch.
Before you even say that, bro, go ahead. You know, like I feel for the Saints media sometimes because I know they be wanting to say some shit, bro. When DA be giving them answers, I know they be wanting to say some shit, dog. And you know, it's just the way the whole media game is set up with the NFL,
right?
You know, especially with the Saints, the way it's set up. But man, like some of the answers DA be coming with, bro, I'm just like, what? Like what? Like I wish I just be wanting to be there just one time to hit a follow up, just to hit a follow up, bro.
What are you talking about?
Oh my god,
Captain Terrell yesterday, 2 days ago, said or tweeted, Dennis Allen said personnel changes on the field have been a little bit of a topic of discussion. He said he had meetings with the staff asking were they coaching the right way and were the players doing what they were being coached to do? If not, they would consider changes.
What week is it? Week 10, week 11? Well, I don't even...
Week 11, bro. Week 11 upcoming, bro. There's only 7 more weeks left in the season.
Oh, my God, bro. This is where we are, man. This is y'all head coach.
It's funny, bro. Like, it's funny.
It's funny, bro.
It's irritating as shit. Because that's the thing. I don't, like, we talked, you and I don't, like, wins and losses largely don't bother us whatsoever, but like, inept shit drives us up a fucking wall.
I mean, if I see it with another team, I'm gonna call it out. Like,
Right.
look, the Panthers. Frank Wright, he calling plays most of the season. He gave up play calling like 2 weeks ago to fix the offense. Offense still trash. Now you're taking Black Kid
He
play
said, I want it
calling.
back.
Like, I was like, just gross. Like that's like you just see like that's just ineptitude. You know what I'm saying? You can see it. And the Saints are the flip side of that. Saints are like, we're not making any changes.
Any changes, bruh. Not a fucking one. Not a change. They said at 5-5, they're number one in the NFC South. It's just that not this upcoming weekend, obviously, but next weekend after the bye week, that Falcons game looms huge. And I think, and here's the thing, I say it looms huge, but I think the thing that really annoys me is that Falcons game should not have any bearing whatsoever, because the proof has been in the pudding. Like,
Right.
It should have no bearing on whatever a decision that needs to be made on Dennis Allen as head coach. It shouldn't.
No,
I know it
no.
will, but there should be. So it's easy to say #fire Dennis Allen. It's easy to say that, but maybe we should have got Corey on this episode, bro. He's a lawyer, bro. I want to take it to court. I want to present the Saints Block Party podcast, sponsored by BetterHelp, case that the judge and jury, Gail Benson, fuck Mickey, because you're on trial too. I want to provide them with evidence beyond a reasonable doubt. Beyond a reasonable doubt, that's the burden of proof of why DA should be fired. I'm not talking about what children's court is, prima facie, on its face that something happened. No. I want that criminal court standard. I want that beyond a reasonable doubt. I listed some while waiting for you to get on, and I know that these aren't even all of them, bro. I know there's, as of right now, I got 17 from when he was hired as head coach till now, and I feel like I'm still missing a shit ton, but I got 17. I'm not gonna go through them quickly because I want us to at least take a little break, talk about them, and then anything that I think of as we're talking, I'll add to it. Anything that you think of, I want you to talk about it as well. Start right here. This was the first warning sign to Ryan and I. First offseason last year. Very lax with the players attendance. I don't know what other podcast brought it up and said, man, this don't feel good. Like, this don't seem right. Remember when we brought it up, it was like, oh, what are you guys talking about? It's no big, it's a big deal. It's just
veteran team, man. Just talking about it. That's it.
Just the first little warning thing I saw. Before the season started last year, what happened? CDUs got traded. Trade out of spite. That trade was on Dennis Allen, and that trade was also on Mickey Loomis, because a big part of this whole evidence is that Dennis Allen cannot be in a situation where he feels like he is challenged. And that, when you have that as a leader, head coach, manager, CEO of a CEO 500, manager of Walmart, if you have a boss that feels like he or she cannot have people around them to challenge them, not be disrespectful, but like just challenge. That's why CD Dudes got traded out, got shipped out. CD Dudes said a couple of words to Dennis Allen after a practice, blah blah. I can't have that. Got to make an example out of him. Got to show him. Got to show him who's boss.
Shimmy.
Got to show him who's boss.
Worst shimmy ever.
Traded a top 5 slot corner at his position at the time out of spite. Also, the blood is also on Mickey. Blood being hyperbole. The blood is on Mickey because you got a 5th round pick for him to the Eagles. I didn't even put in the fact that you traded him to a perennial Super Bowl team in your own conference. And he got traded to the Eagles for a 5th round pick before the Saints did not even survey the league to see if another team wanted to trade for him for a higher pick. That is malpractice of just simple team building.
Malpractice.
But what do I know? Played Jameis with a broken back, spinal. Had that man out there after that Falcons game. He played, what was it? It was the Panthers game and the Bucks game, if I'm remembering correct.
Yeah.
Did they really start last season with 3 fucking division games? Jesus Christ. Played him with a broken back. Literally fractures in his back. I was hearing leading up to those games, there is no fucking way that Jameis should be playing. Point blank period. No way he should be playing. He played. So that's not looking out for your players and their health. Keeping up with that same theme.
Pause 1 second.
Go ahead.
You put that out there. A couple of weeks later, Jameis did an interview with Mike Tripoli on New Orleans football, basically saying the same thing. He shouldn't have been playing. Basically said the same thing.
All right, but we don't know what we talk about sometimes. Flew Jarvis Landry to London. People might even forgot that Jarvis Landry was even on the team last season. Flew Jarvis Landry to London with an injury that he had sustained against the Panthers. The flight to London, not our amazing London in our community, but London in the UK, made the injury worse for Jarvis Landry. It also made the injury that AK had last season, which I believe was bruised ribs or something, or bruising in his ribs. After the Panthers game, flew him to London as well on an 8-hour flight. You're not moving. You're sitting down, even though they're flying luxury. Injuries were made worse on that flight, flying them to London. Jarvis Landry played against the Vikings in that game. Played like one snap on a 2-point conversion, if I remember correctly. He caught a 2-point conversion, and then he was not seen again. AK didn't even play in that game because his injuries got re-aggravated on that flight because he was sitting so long. Again, not looking out for your players. Paulson Adebo, Pete Warner. I want to start with Paulson Adebo. Paulson Adebo has looked at times this season like he is at the very worst, a second-team All-Pro. Just like, I sincerely mean that. That is not hyperbole. He has looked stellar this season. You and I were hard on him last season. And fans in general were hard on Paulson Adebo last season. He essentially, if you remember correctly, like right before the season started, like he got that injury and then it was like, then it like lingered and blah, blah. And then he came back and then he just didn't look good. He shouldn't have been playing. That injury was still there. It was lingering. It could have been a situation where maybe Paulson Adebo was trying to play through it and trying to push it as most athletes do. Coaches have to be able to be like, you know what? Sit it down. Sit it down. Wait till you get healthy. Didn't happen, Paulson Adebo. That's why his play looked so a big reason of why he looked so bad last year in his second season. Pete Warner played last season in games that he shouldn't have played, also because of an injury. And I forgot all about this until I started typing it up. Do you remember what we kept asking? Like, does DA not know how to use the IR system, bro? Does he not know how to use it? Just Marshawn was just not put on IR. Jameis was not put on IR. Like, those are roster spots, bro. Just
Marshawn missed like what, 8-9 weeks? What? What are you doing? Stupid, man.
Even before the OTA started last season, let's start with this one. And this is for sure both a Mickey and a DA thing. Marcus May instead of Marcus Williams. The Saints let Marcus Williams leave over $1 million. That's a Mickey thing. That is fundamentally a Mickey thing. And when I say that out loud, I can't help but think of trading places, bro. Like the making the $1 bet, just like you Mickey Loomis, you telling me that this player that you drafted and has an elite trait that you cannot find in college safeties anymore, and you let him walk for $1 million fucking dollars. $1 million, Ryan. $1 million. You can't tell me that Kai can't find some funny money somewhere and pay Marcus Williams $1 million, bro, to keep him. So I put that mostly on Mickey, but that's also on DA for feeling like, we don't need Marcus Williams. I can go get Marcus May. We can do the same thing, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That Marcus May signing has been absolutely fucking atrocious. Awful.
And that's what made it worse. If you had a younger player, like did Kenneth Carr to Von Bell to Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a younger player in the stable, you let the high price player go, you bring the younger player up. We didn't have that. So you let Marcus Williams go, and you go overpay injured, suspended free agent safety who was, solid at best. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that's like going to a car dealership, turning in your car that was just good to you, bro, and you just get like the hoopty, bro, just a lemon. Like, what's the worst car you got on the lot? This one?
Hey.
Sure. Rank it up.
Or even if they just went and signed like a guy, for, $3-4 million, to put back there. I didn't even understood that. I'm like, okay, you just saving some money. You take a hit here and there. But y'all paid Marcus May, what, $9 million, $10 million? It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Quiet as kept. Daniel Sorensen in some games last season looked better than Marcus May ever.
Don't start that shit at him. Please don't start.
Just say it. The White Knight was out there getting interceptions against 2-2, bro. Anyway. Honey Badger. There was a lot of fanfare. And I want to be clear when I'm going through this list. There are some of the things that happened on this list that Ryan and I was like, all right, cool. Like,
yeah.
we understood it. We saw the vision.
Yeah.
There are some things that, even though we saw the vision, we were like, but I don't want to go through this list and act like we're not a fan of any of these moves. Some of them we were absolutely fans of. But getting back to the list, Honey Badger. Yes, he had some moments. He's had some interceptions. He had an interception return for a touchdown this season. He had some interceptions last season. That's about it, bro. Like, it just, I don't know. I don't know.
Overpaid him.
And that's a bad contract. Bad contract too, man. That's a hard. Most Saints contracts, they kind of can get out of them or get some wiggle room, but that Honey Badger contract, bro, that's a hard contract.
Yeah.
Sticking with Marcus May, and I just remembered, why is Jordan Howden not starting over Marcus May right now?
Nobody knows. He was in the dime packages. He's not even in the dime package. They got what's
Lonnie?
his name? Lonnie in there. Yeah, for the dime.
Cool.
Okay.
To be fair, Lonnie has had some.
He did. No question.
The Lonnie sign has been good. To be fair,
no question.
Where am I? Oh, here we go. This was this season, Jags game. Lied about Kendre Miller being hurt against the Jags, and just said it being honest, saying that they just benched him for Jamal Williams, which like this the little shit, bruh. It's like, if you go, this is not, and I get it. NFL coaches lie all the fucking time. But when you're lying to get out of having to tell like the actual reason of why, like, just be honest with the media and say, you know what, Kendrick's still a young player. We trust in Jamal. Like, just come out and just be real about it, bro. But just to lie just to not do that, it's insane. Oh, he had a bit of a shoulder. No, he didn't, bro. Like, right before the game started, didn't I tell us in the Discord? I was like, Kendrick ain't playing.
And then had him as on the injury report that next Wednesday with a full practice. You know how that go, bro. That was just straight up like, we ain't trying to get that league notice.
Get out of my face. We've talked ad nauseum about the whole Trevor Penning thing. Benched by an article. He didn't tell Trevor Penning who was benched. I mean, I should probably add that Trevor, he's not even the sixth offensive lineman.
Nope.
So I want to be careful how I say this, because this is a newer one. Not a newer one because I knew it, but I want to make sure I protect everyone involved, of making sure I don't blow up any sources. But I'll just say that last season when Jameis was coming back, DA may have asked certain players on the Saints who he should go with as the starter. Like, should he go back to Jameis? Should they go at Dalton? Because he really didn't know what he should do. Nigga, what?
What? Hit this guy out my face, bro. You an NFL head coach. An NFL head coach. A CEO. You a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
This man out here polling the team, bro. Like, yeah, should I go with you? Like, such a bro.
This list is pissing me off, bro.
Ryan, just get started this bitch.
Pisses me off, man.
We already talked about it a little bit when you talked about the whole Frank Wright thing, but it tickled the shit out of me when the Bills fired Ken Dorsey. Not that, also Ken Dorsey also is completely not the problem. Like, Josh Allen is just Josh Allen it to the highest degree right now.
Scapegoated like a motherfucker, bro.
Can we get Ken? Like, Ken Dorsey probably like, no, I don't want to fucking work with you. Anyway,
it's like, no.
This man just got fired and just like, DA though? Like, nah, I'm good. I'll take a little guaranteed money. So that was just humorous to me because both these teams, Bills and Saints, sit 5-5. Obviously, different aspirations. I could say, although the Saints deem themselves as competitors,
right?
And you have a team who, in the Bills, who are making changes because, and to me, it seems like it's more about making change for like making change sake potentially.
Yeah.
But with the Saints, the offense has been an issue for about 2.5 seasons. For 2.5 seasons.
Yeah.
Not one fucking thing has been done to potentially remedy that at all. And according to DA, ain't nothing gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change during this this bye week either, bro. Just out here, just vibing, just hoping magically.
Just gotta coach better, Adam. We gotta coach it. It's like
Gail, Mama Gail. If you have your head coach telling you that the solution to get the team better is to have better coaching, now Mama Gail, shouldn't that tell you that maybe that's not the right coach in the position?
Hello.
If you telling me you got to coach better, then that means that you're the problem.
And the fact that he's been saying this for a year and a half. Like, I've heard Sean Payton say that before. And that problem gets rectified. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? When the defense allowing naked boots, that shit get fixed. You know?
Imagine you go to your job.
When Drew Brees getting sacked to shits, that shit getting fixed. You know what I'm saying? Like, period.
Imagine you go into your job, bro, and you just every day you go in, you just fucking shit up, bro, and you just go to your supervisor, like, Ryan, what the fuck's going on, bro? Like, what's the issue? Oh, boss, I just gotta do better. I gotta work better. I gotta work better. How many times do you think you gonna tell your boss that before you fire, bro? A year and a half?
Man,
that's
unbelievable.
This episode of the Saints Block Party podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. Wolf, the holidays are coming up, usually a joyous occasion for most. Sometimes that's not the case for everyone. I can speak from personal experience. I lost my mom 2 years, lost her the day after Thanksgiving, and the holidays can be a triggering experience and something that just gets people down when the holidays come around.
Yeah, Adam, there are lots of resources out there for people. One that I know of is BetterHelp.com. They match you with licensed therapists. It's completely, entirely online, convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule.
From personal experience, therapy can be helpful in so many ways. Having someone to talk to, and BetterHelp.com, you can do it all online and be linked to a therapist. Super convenient. This holiday season, find your bright spot. with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/whodat today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/whodat to get 10% off your first month. All right, let's continue this list. So going back to the whole no changes, there was been numerous times this season where, and I think you said it perfectly, they could have switched the play calling and offensive coordinator responsibilities to Ronald Curry, and no one would have known the wiser. They could have announced it, they could have non-announced it. Nope, no changes, just out here vibing. When DA got here, he got rid of Curtis Johnson, got rid of Dan Roshire. A season later, when the Broncos job was where Sean Payton went, Zach Strief went there. All three of those coaches are coaches. I want to be clear how I'll say this. All three of those coaches are coaches who coach with conviction, which means if maybe DA did something, said something that maybe they didn't agree with, they would respectfully, and I'm sure it would not be as good coaches or good people do. They don't do it in front of the team to try to make the coach look bad or whatever. Maybe off the sideline, in the office, whatever. Hey, coach, we just want to touch base with you on this, blah blah. Nah, bro, that's not what the DA want, bro. He want yes men. He want coaches that are going to be able to essentially fall in line, follow his lead to football hell, apparently, bro. Just football purgatory. There was a lot of leadership, a lot of accountability with those coaches that DA got rid of. And it didn't first. We were like, why is Curtis Johnson going? It didn't make sense to us initially. But then
man was at the Senior Bowl last year, bro. Walked right him into the Senior Bowl. He scouting. You know what I'm saying? Out just scouting players.
Oh, 2 years ago.
And,
2 years. Yeah.
But that was last January, right? That was last January.
Oh shit, yeah.
Not the January just passed, but the one before. Anyway.
Yeah, the one before. Yeah.
It was right there. DA get hired the next week. Curtis Johnson gone. A dude
bro.
that Sean Payton made sure to have him on the staff every rip. And you know, he went away to coach with the Bears for a little while with Tulane, but immediately came back. You don't think this is somebody valuable to have on your offensive staff? I ain't even say you got to keep him at the same position. Whatever position. You don't think this is someone valuable to keep, you know? I don't know anything. What do I know?
We don't know shit apparently. This is a big one for me, and it still irks me. Just wasting away Alvin's prom, bro. Wasting away one of the most special, uniquely talented football players I have seen as long as I've watched football, bro. Like they are no players like AK. None. His playing style, his aesthetic, his swag. It's like that AK with DA at the helm. We will not see that version of AK with him at the helm. We won't see it.
Ever. As a head coach, it should be like a demand. We're getting this many snaps for Alvin Kamara. You know what I'm saying? We're going back and looking at tape from 17, 18, 19, looking at all the quality snaps. We are putting him in position to succeed. We're looking at what San Francisco doing. We're looking at what Miami doing. We coming up with ways. I'm sitting there as the head coach, even as a defensive guy, sitting in there with Pete Carmichael, Ronald Curry. We going over tape. We talking to different coaches. We doing everything we need to do to get Alvin Kamara and his offense rolling. Like we are exhausting everything. Not bringing in John Gruden for just a photo shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like we actually getting it done, and it's getting done early. It's getting done in May, June, July. Nah, bro. No.
Why can excuse me, Ben Johnson, the Lions, and I know there's like, oh, wow, the Lions aren't playing Gibbs early. Maybe there's a reason for that. But all I know is like these last 3 games, Jamar Gibbs. it's crazy what happens when you get your ball to the play with your ball to the playmakers, bro. It's an insane concept.
Insane. And they don't have to look far for evidence because the evidence is on tape. When Alvin Kamara and Taysom Hill have been heavily involved, it's been the best offensive games of their seasons. It's right there. It's like we don't have to stretch and lie about it. It's right there in the evidence.
That game plan last week against the Vikings.
That was bad, dog. It was terrible, bro.
It was like they saw what worked against the Bears? Yeah, it was the Bears because we were there. They saw what worked against the Bears and they saw what worked against the Colts and was just like, nah, we doing the complete 180 of that shit. What, bro?
What?
No offensive coordinator wants to work with Dennis Allen. Again, no offensive coordinator wants to work with Dennis Allen. I should probably preface it by saying that's probably just for 99.9% of NFL personnel, meaning former NFL head coaches that are offensive-minded head coaches or former NFL OCs who maybe no longer have a job, whatever. 99% of those people do not want to work with Dennis Allen. Now, if you went to college ranks and pulled a young and upcomer who wants to get their name out, is that something that they would probably take? Yes, but are the Saints doing that? Absolutely not. That would require some work, bro. That would require looking, bro. No. So if your talent pool of head coaches is just or if you're just limiting yourself to just the NFL and no offensive coordinator wants to work with you, what the fuck does that say about you? When you as a team wanted to interview 3 offensive coordinators this past offseason, 3 of them, and you couldn't even get an interview, Ryan? An interview, bro. You know when you applying for jobs, bro, and you just really need a job, and you just like, man, I just get that interview, bro. I just get that interview. I'm gonna get my foot. You can't even get that. They can't even get the interview, bro, for people who don't got jobs. About that. Oh, that's a shoe. This is football hell. Not only, and this is what makes the whole thing even more compounded. Not only do you not have offensive coordinators that don't want to work with DA, it's compounded by the fact that Pete Carmichael again told the team, "Hey guys, did y'all guys a solid first year DA came here because you couldn't find anyone. I'm out. Don't want to be here. Maybe I'll be here. Maybe make me a little role where I'm on the payroll and be in the cut. Maybe I'll cut up some film, but I don't want to be offensive coordinator." And because no one wants to work with DA, bro, they kind of had to go to Pete and beg him to fucking come back a second year when he did not want to be here a second year. Like, how are you doing that as a quote unquote functional NFL franchise?
And I don't see how Loomis and Gale could sit there and be like, yeah, we just got to see how the rest of the season goes to make a decision. It's like, no.
What?
No.
You can't even potentially get the best out of your offensive players because no one wants to work with the head coach. Like you are hamstringing yourself just by him being the head coach. let me turn this AC on and just going so hard at DA, getting a little warm in this bitch. Oh boy, number 17, DC4, Derek Carr. And I'll say this: you and I were fine with going after Derek Carr because we were coming off Andy Dalton-led season, coming off seeing Trevor Penning before. We were okay with it. One, completely understood, like, yes, the Saints mis-scouted, and we said this on the podcast. When you as a team, if you have a quarterback thirst will make you do some insane things. Just like a man or a woman, when when you get that itch, you just need to get that itch. I'm like, I just gotta,
listen.
I just gotta get it out. Just gotta get it out.
See,
Bro,
everything start looking good.
Bro,
Everything
you do
start
some
looking
shit.
good to you. Like, ooh.
Bro, you'll do some shit where like when you come to your senses, like, what the fuck was I? Listen,
oh man, we all been there.
All of us have.
Bro,
Understand this, but this is what they did with Derek Carr that made shit a little compounded the situation. Like it felt like it was like a sugar daddy situation. You're like, hey, baby girl, like send me some pictures. Maybe we could do something. We go on a date, and I'll pay this much. And then Derek Carr's like, oh no, I'm not gonna do that. Blah, blah, blah. But you just I just need to get it off. Just need to get it off. Oh, what about 30 million?
Exactly.
Oh shit, well,
and
30
it
million.
fell for it. I remember. I don't know if I tweeted about it, but I remember when it happened because they went through the whole, dinner, wooing Derek Carr and everything. It was looking like he was about to sign with the Saints. Then at the final hour, 11th hour, the report comes out. He's really interested in the Jets. The Jets. Oh man, those Jets. He's really leaning towards that way. And I'm like, I was thinking like, don't bite, don't eat the cheese, Saints, don't do it. And they bit. And I didn't trip at the time because look,
right.
Go get your guy. You want the guy, go get him. You know what I'm saying? Like a couple of million is going, a couple guaranteed million going to make a difference. We'll give him a guaranteed. But a smart, strategic franchise would have definitely
you
realized their leverage. Yeah, they would have realized, and they would have realized their leverage. The Jets was never going to sign Derek Carr.
Never going to sign. To be fair, that was brilliantly done by Derek Carr's agent, and Mickey Loomis was a fool for falling for it. Also, though, I gotta say it, like you said, the Saints had like a deal on the table that was, I would probably say, kind of closest to what the Jordan Love extension was that the Packers gave. It was a very like incentive, like the little extension where it's like, are you the guy? We don't know if you're the guy, but if you are the guy, you get paid with all these incentives. That was essentially what was on the table for Derek Carr. It's a contract very similar to that. And then maybe if he wasn't the guy, okay, then it's not too difficult to get out of it, and you just be on your way. That Jets report came out, and that very heavy incentive contract turned into something that was very, very not an incentive contract.
Yeah.
Which we wouldn't be talking about this if Derek Carr was playing well, right? Wouldn't be an issue. We'd be like,
wouldn't be an issue at all.
But when you're looking like a top 3, top 5 bottom quarterback in the league,
when people are talking about should Jameis come in and play, bro.
I mean,
and Jameis making what, $2 million?
Bro, you could just make an argument, and this is going down like sliding doors. But if you just had stuck with Jameis instead, and you save so much money, that money be out of cash. I'm not going
Andy Dalton, and everybody knows me. I am an anti-Andy Dalton motherfucker because it was torture last year for me, bro. But just with the production. And Greg Rosenthal kept hitting it. I was like, shut up, Greg. You don't know what you're talking about. He kept saying, like, man, Andy Dalton, y'all gonna get at least the same production. You know what I'm saying? For much less money. I was like, man, whatever, bro.
Didn't believe him, bro. Didn't believe it.
I won't believe it, bro. He was right, dude.
On the money. I know one thing about Andy Dalton. Chris Olave was smiling when Andy Dalton was quarterbacking, bro.
Smiling.
Man was smiling on Sunday, bro. I'm just saying, bro. Oh, this is another one on the list. Forgot this one even didn't put on this list. How about throwing your receiver under the fucking bus this season, bro?
Oh, don't get me started on that, bro. Don't get me started.
That's 18, 19.
I think that was it for him. Like as far as like the locker room. Like I'm not saying they got picket signs ready to walk out of it, but I think internally football players know, bro. They know. And I know they all saw that. We saw with Mike having to come out and he literally tweeted, didn't delete it. He left that tweet up there defending Chris. So internally they like, man, fuck that dude. They playing, they gonna make their money, they're professionals, they gonna do what they gotta do. They're not gonna say nothing crazy to the media. But they know, bro. They know.
So we like what 18, 19? Yes, I 100% know that and believe that they do know. I feel like the crazy thing is, Ryan, I feel like I've left like a bunch out. Like
Oh yeah.
that is the wild thing. Oh, like we're not even getting to like I didn't put on groupie struggles and they haven't brought in even like a competition to like even give the illusion of like
Here's
potentially
my thing. Something I've just been keeping track of past 2 seasons, and even like Triplets talked about it, Underhill, is that their practices, their training camps have been just really light. You know what I'm saying? Like not really. You would think him as a defensive guy, you would think he'd be all like brimstone and
intense.
fire and intensity and all that. But
Like a Mike Tomlin
yeah,
practice where
but
it's
they
hard
have not
hitting.
been that. Yeah, and they have not been there. And you see that. You see that. Like you see that in the run game. They're the worst run game in the league. Um, you see that in the physicality in the trenches. Like you have to practice those things. You can't fix a run game in week 8. You know what I'm
No,
saying? That stuff has to be preached from minicamp on up, and it has to be done through physicality. It's tough. It's hard with the CBA. You
of
only have
course.
like 8 padded practices a training camp. The time is limited and all that stuff. But DA's training camps, he was running those times shorter than what the CBA allows. Like he wasn't even maxing it out. So they've already limited the time, and he's not even maxing that out. And you would think as like a new head coach trying to implement your scheme, your team, your culture, and all that stuff, you want to max it out. People, Andy Reid, with the Chiefs, he maxes his times out. He maxes, players they might gripe about it or whatever. Tough shit. It's your job. You know what I'm saying? Max the time out
Do you
to
want to win or
get.
not?
Do you want to win? Exactly. DA, he come with this whole. I guess I don't know if it's player friendly or whatever. I don't know. And I'm not one of those like. I'm not that type of guy like, well, we got to be out there, 2-a-days and all that stuff. But I'm like, if you're not seeing the proof in the pudding and your team is starting slow every season where all the things you preach and you want to happen, the pass rush, the trench play, the tackling and all that stuff, and you're not seeing it on the field, you have to practice that shit. And that's what y'all say all the time. That's what the coaches always say. You got to see it in practice before you see it on the field. And if you're not seeing it in practice, what do you expect? Why does it take 3 weeks into the season to see that Trevor Penning is not ready to start? You should have saw that shit way in August. You know what I'm
And the
saying?
crazy thing is, like, I don't think he played that bad after week 1, bro. Like
No, neither me.
But yes, to your point, yes. But what?
That should have been evident. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes,
if he was
yes.
that bad, that should have been evident. But they go easy on the preseason games, which look, it's a tough thing to manage the whole preseason. You know, with injuries, with veterans, da 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 da. I get it, but at some point you got to see it, man. Like as a coach, you got to see what you're trying to put on the field. And I just don't. I feel like they just kind of winging it.
I mean, but I 100% know that they're winging it, and I think a lot of that is it's a top down approach. Like what
Yeah,
they follow what their leadership, and if they're I'll go back to it, right? If your leader is not sure of who to start at quarterback last season and is like getting input, like to me, like that's like what the fuck are you even, what are you good for? Honestly, like what are you good for? You can't even say the defense. I mean, maybe coaching up secondary, but even with that said, like Marcus May and Honey Badger look fucking terrible. So like that only goes so far, right? So I added these two as they came to me really quickly. Remember Rashid Shaheed last season, bro? He'd have like a 150-yard play, 60-yard touchdown. We didn't see that man for the rest of the game.
yeah.
A.T. Perry on the bench this season for Lynn Bowden and Keith Kirkwick, aka Keith Backwood. For what? For what?
I got one. Not being able to defend I'm not even going to say mobile quarterbacks. Not even be able to defend new generation quarterbacks for the past 3-4 years. Every quarterback, I remember in the combine this past draft, every quarterback ran a sub 5.50 in the 40. Every
That's crazy.
quarterback. Where like just a couple of years before, it was only a few that ran sub 5.4. Not every, all of them. All of them can move. Even a pocket passer can run
crazy.
pretty well as a quarterback.
Will Levis too? God damn, that's wild.
Even Will Levis can move, man. You know, and he was considered a statue. You know, and we can't defend it. This defense cannot defend it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of the size of the defensive ends. I don't know if it's the rush scheme. I don't know. But it's been a problem for years. It's a problem of the Sean Payton when he was DC, when DA was DC. It's been a problem as a head coach every single week. Every single week.
So it was the Jalen Hurts in his second start when he in Philly. I swear to God, bro, if Tyson Beignet was someone else, the Saints would have lost that Bears game, bro. Like, they would have lost that Bears. Tyson Beignet unraveled, but everything in the first half that I was seeing, I was like, oh, these niggas about to lose to the Bears. Oh, we about to get this nigga out. But, bro, the SBP would have been on the field, Ryan. On the field.
And look, he built the defense to beat the shit out of Tom Brady, which is great. You know what I'm saying? It's great, but these quarterbacks today aren't Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? They are not going to stay stationary in the pocket. And he has yet to come up with the answer to that as the defensive guru, the defensive head coach of the Saints. And it's like, what are we working? Like, you should be innovating. And I've seen no innovation from him. Yes, he could coach up a secondary. Yes, he could identify defensive backs. Those are great things. But I have not seen the innovation from him that warrants this kind of, but if we lose DA, our defense, he's the best defensive coordinator we've had. Nah, fuck all that, man. Nah.
Also, that's a great. Like, what are besides that? What are you good at? And honestly, like, is he great at identifying? Like, he's probably good. He's probably good to great at coaching up secondary players. But I mean, is the identifying more Jeff Ireland than actually DA?
Yeah, I don't even know.
So we don't even know, right? I had something and I lost it. So another thing that people talked about the last two off seasons with DA is like, with DA at the helm, he did something that Sean Payton wouldn't have done. Like, he addressed the offense, he went out and got weapons. Yes, he has. I want to give credit for that all around. Is the offense any better than Sean Payton's last couple of seasons with with a either broken down Drew Brees or the Trevor Siemian or managed Jameis days? Legit question, bro. Is it better? Is it the same?
I mean, it's worse, which is crazy. Like, it makes no sense.
So you don't went out and got weapons. You don't got the weapons. You got your quarterback. You don't got everything you need. And this shit is worse. And Sean Payton's out here managing and coaching Russell Wilson to look at least decent.
Right. I'm not saying he's brought back Russell Wilson, but he's playing solid football, solid quarterback football.
Man, so I don't know if it's going to happen. But if the Broncos beat the Vikings this upcoming weekend during the Saints bye week, Broncos started 0-3, had a humiliating loss of the Dolphins, 70 points. And for them to potentially end up being 5-5 and have the same records as the Saints right now, with the Saints having, I didn't even add this one on the list. Saints has the easiest record and best injury luck in history this season, and all they can manage is 5. Ooh, buddy.
That's the thing. Like, this schedule, bro, like,
we kept saying it.
Bro, I've never seen a schedule like this.
Not only, think about this, Ryan. Not only was the schedule easy when we saw the schedule, they got almost every break imaginable on the schedule, bro.
Justin Jefferson wasn't there.
Justin Fields.
Josh Downs was there for a week.
Kirk Cousins, the notorious Saints killer.
Beignet gone. Beignet. You got Beignet playing. Hell, Minshew. Gardner Minshew. They won that game, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
it was close. It was close for a little bit, bro.
Jordan Love. Baker Mayfield.
Not only Baker Mayfield, bro. Baker Mayfield put it on your defense, bro.
Put it on them.
On them.
Like, that's the one of the one game of the seasons where it's like, yeah, we was going to lose that game. Because it's just like, there's no what if. Like, oh, if Groupie would have made the kick or something like, no it's not.
Nah, bro.
Just got beat. Got beat.
Decisively. And Mike Evans went out like early in that game, bro. It still did not matter.
Didn't matter.
So y'all, so everyone on airline who's listening to this, and I feel like this is an abbreviated list. Like we could have kept going. There's a lot of heat on Dennis Allen, as it fucking should be, as we rest our case with the evidence. But we're also resting this case for Mickey Loomis, because Mickey Loomis has a chance to rectify this. Mama Gail Benson, please do not refer to me as the help or anything like that. I'm a podcast host. I'm not the help. Mickey Loomis, if he cannot get past his hubris of potentially wanting to win so much with DA so that he does not look like he was wrong, him and DA, but more on him, because Mickey can make the change. That shit falls on him. It takes a bigger person to come out and say, I got it wrong. My bad. Got it wrong. But I am not doubling down in my wrongness that hurts the team.
Oh, that's the worst thing to do. Just to double down on being wrong.
So, to potentially keep DA beyond the season, go into next season, and you try to do blah, blah, blah. And this is all assuming that like most of the talent players comes back next season. But if you do like some type of like little soft reset and players leave, and then you're asking DA to win with even less talent, man, can we just top three my team pick right now, bro? Please. So Gail Benson, if you want to continue to make money and not lose money, you need to have a conversation with Mickey Loomis, keep DA out of the fucking conversation, and say, this needs to be fixed. 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 Because if not, some season ticket holders gonna not renew. I'm just saying, bro. Like, I don't know what more of a case that we can make. An objective, unbiased case. Everything that was on this list are completely fucking factual. This team, everything this season was set to help Dennis Allen succeed. Got all your coaches in the building. Got all the players you wanted in the building. Got you the quarterback. You got the weapons. You got the tight ends. Didn't even list that on this easy schedule. Injury. You got the injury luck that the Saints have had, that which we've had for 5 years. You got it all pretty much all in one season. And you telling me you got a 5-5 record in the worst division in football. Rest my case. Rest our case.
Rest it, bro.
We will wait for the verdict. We'll wait for Mama Benson come to the fucking podium like Judge Judy in little attire and make her ruling, bro. But
you know what's funny, bro? Earlier this week, our dude Bijan was like, "Man, you guys should do like a positive, just running down the positive, a podcast just running down the positive things from this season. That'd be a nice change up." Shit, do you know us? Must not know us, bro.
Bro, as hard as I went through that March Madness Saints Twitter shit to like make sure that my dog won, bro, We in this shit, bro. We in the trenches, bro. We in the trenches to get Dennis Allen off the fucking team. Just from the standpoint of like, we just want the team to be fun again. Can there be a direction? Can there be an identity? Can there just be some spice? Can there be a little hope? All offseason, everyone was like, Adam, why aren't you on board? Why aren't you on board? I'm like, Dennis Allen is still the head coach, y'all. Like, I don't care about all the other stuff.
Right.
It doesn't matter if it's not being coached. It doesn't matter. And there's still time in the season, bro. Like, man, it's 20 and 43, bro. Like, what more proof do you need? What more proof do you need?
What more do you need, man?
The whole running the team like a mom and pop shop, like that shit. I mean, it's not gonna end, but they gotta have some serious fucking discussions about this shit.
What are y'all tied to so much? I get it. Look, they raised DA from a pup. Been there since 2006 as just a defensive assistant. I remember reading in Sean Payton's book how DA he was trying to wait. He wanted to go either to the Falcons or he wanted to go to Tampa and be with John Gruden. He wanted to go to John Gruden, but he didn't get the call. And, Sean Payton was like, come on over here, buddy. You ain't going nowhere. They raised him from a pup. Went to Denver, D.C., then went to the Raiders, failed, came right on back. You know what I'm saying? So I understand, they do have like that personal relationship. But, bro, this in the field.
This is business.
Coaches get fired every year, bro. Fired every year, man. It's time to move on. You've seen it. We've seen the evidence. Adam has laid the evidence out,
Call me Casey Novak, bro. Jack McCoy. like real talk. Oh, this is real cute. As I'm recording, at Blaine Lion 7 on Twitter. Sean Payton never wanted to come back to New Orleans. That's fake news.
Hashtag fake news.
but I'm wrong on Andrew. Okay. We'll see, bro. We'll see. And I'll ask you this as we wrap this up, this longer podcast, what have you. With all the evidence I've laid out, obviously a lot of them are personnel-ish things, the decisions, but the blood that Mickey Loomis is on his hands is it's a lot. It's a lot. Because we typically have a one-on-one chat, sit Mickey down, have a conversation, have a beignet, have some coffee. But now we having this conversation with Gail. Everything we laid out, is that enough for Mickey Loomis to also potentially need to be fired as well?
Definitely should be considered. I mean, obviously, I don't see it happening. And I think if he don't have the nuts to make the changes, I think she definitely should consider that. You know what I'm saying?
That's the key. That I feel like Gail needs to go to Mickey and say, get this shit right. Get it right. And if part of that's getting right is getting rid of DA, then that's what getting right is. Get it right. You cannot tell me with a straight face that Mark Davis could see that Josh McDaniel was not it for his team. He saw it, bruh. Saw it. Fires him, is paying him and John Gruden an exorbitant amount of fucking money for two coaches that do not coach for them anymore. Yeah. You got an interim coach, Antonio Pierce, led them to 2 wins, and now you get Devontae Adams looking like he at least somewhat happy again, bro.
Right.
Like I want to see AK smile like that again, bro. I want to see him dancing in the locker room, bro. But no, they got DA, bro. So they feel they in Shawshank right now, bro. Just Gail has to be the one that says this is not good enough. And tell Mickey straight to his face. Like, if you cannot get this right, even if it includes letting go of someone that we hold in high esteem, that we blah blah. If you can't get this right, then maybe you don't need to be here too. Maybe I got to clean all this shit up.
Straight
start
up.
over fresh. Real talk. Will it happen because they're a mom and pop shop? I don't know, but it's something that it's a discussion that needs to happen. So anyway, we've rested our case for the Saints Block Party podcast, sponsored by BetterHelp. We shall see and await the verdict. Super long episode. Did not expect to go this long, but good ass thorough episode. And we'll be back. We'll be back next week. Got the Falcons hate week next week. Upcoming game against Falcons. I would say that this Falcons game next week is the biggest game in Dennis Allen's coaching history.
I agree.
Because if that Falcons game is anything remotely close to that Vikings game, and if it's with Desmond Ritter, aka Ritter, you know what? And Desmond Ritter, you know what he got, bruh? He can move. He's a little mobile, bruh.
Yep.
Buddy. Anyway, thank y'all for everything. For all of y'all who have been down with us, who support us, so if you're supporting us just by listening on iTunes, Spotify, anything, YouTube, all that. If you're just not even a Patreon, we want to say thank you. If you're Patreon and you listen to us, and we want to say thank you immensely for all of this. People have been in my mentions like, oh, wow, maybe you shouldn't block so many people because then maybe those are people that could be supporters later. Listen, if I'm blocking someone, that's not anyone that I want support from. I don't care. We're not, Ryan and I aren't yes, we want to have a successful business, but we want this to be with people who are cool fucking people, who are dope fucking people, who want to just be added to the community that we're building. And there are some people, quite frankly, I don't want them in our fucking community. So I don't give two shits. It's literally called the Saints Block Party Podcast. Please pick up on the pun. Please. But those who have been who are so supportive, the list is exhaustive. Truly. Thank y'all. We have no words. Y'all are dope. Please enjoy this bye week. The best thing ever is the Saints bye week. You get your red zone on. You just put your head back and just watch what a functional offense looks like, bro. Just watching red zone, bro. You're like, oh man, it look easy to move the ball in NFL, bro.
Man, I'm looking forward to it.
But thank y'all. We'll be back next week previewing the Falcons game, Falcons hate week. I'm gonna let Ryan get to rest. It is almost fucking 1 a.m. his time. We'll be back next week. That we're out.
Peace.